I've decided I'm going to start collecting irises. Do I need another thing to collect? Do I need another plant to plant? No, I don't. But I went to a home and garden tour. Not a home and garden. I don't know why I said that. I went on a garden tour with one of my friends and our moms this past spring. And one of the houses we went to had hundreds of irises, like when you walked up their driveway. And I decided I want that. Not necessarily along my driveway, but I do have a very specific spot and place, and it will kind of line a section of the roadway. I'll show you in a minute. And also, I think I've hit like gardener puberty or something, because I used to think that irises were terribly ugly. Now I find them absolutely beautiful. So for my birthday this year, I asked for irises, or money for irises, and I had about $200 to spend, and I'd been eyeing Schreiners Gardens for a while, and they were having a big sale, and so I went ahead and took advantage of that. So I took advantage of the sale, had my birthday money. Now, there were a lot that were already sold out, but there were still hundreds to choose from. So I thought we could unbox this together. I already opened it because it had some big staples. I wasn't sure I'd be able to do that one-handed. So inside we have a how to grow pamphlet, which is great because I've never grown these before. So let's see what it says. Remove your iris from the packaging as soon as you receive them. Check, make sure you have everything. Make sure your rhizomes are okay and let us know if there are any problems. Plant your iris as soon as possible after receiving. If you can't plant them right away, they may be stored for several days as long as they are spread out in a cool, dry place. However, they are perishable. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. I knew that they would need to be planted pretty soon. I didn't expect them to come this soon. So this is not on my current to-do list, but it is now. It's being added. So I had about $200 in birthday money to spend, and that got me 13 rhizomes. So it has my packing list, and then let's go ahead and see what it looks like. This is fun. I'm gonna go deliver this to my children. There you go, bird nest.
That's not a bird nest.
It can be. I'm gonna clip this guy on. My brother-in-law got this for me because my first few videos were outside and there was a ton of wind, and he is, I don't know, into videography, and so he sent this to me as a gift. So I'm a microphone person now. Okay, oh, this is so great. I was literally just thinking how I didn't want to record this video because I wanted to like show you the rhizome and then say the name, and then on YouTube this little video or a little picture would pop up with what that iris looks like. But I tried to do that on another video and I couldn't get like a picture to pop up. So I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But look, Schreiners, you rock. It has a picture of what it looks like. All right, so I'm gonna cross-check my order with a pencil while I am doing this. First one I got is called Handful of Magic. Let's see. Okay, that works. This purple one is called Parable. Oh, I love this one. This one is called Peach State. And I'm not describing them too much because, I mean, you can see the picture, but also I feel like I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's beautiful for each one. This one is called Spendthrift. This is probably the most unique one that I got, like unique for my taste. Okay. I missed, okay, peach state. Okay, don't know how to pronounce this one, but it's called Cinque Terre. That one might be my favorite. I don't know. It's too early to tell. Originally, I wanted for everyone that had contributed money for my birthday, like my parents and my in-laws and my sister and sister, whatever, all those people, to like pick out an iris from this website that they liked, and then I would like mark that as like Mom's iris, Katie's iris, whatever, and then just like have that be a special memory. But I never got around to that, and so I think this just might be an ongoing thing where if someone's like, hey, gift idea for you, like, can you give me some? I'm just gonna say money for irises, or like, can you buy me an iris? And then I'll keep it going that way. Okay, this one is called Honeycomb. Let's see. This one is called Sunny Dawn. I was actually gifted my first iris at a plant swap, like a rural neighborhood plant swap this fall, and maybe it was this spring. Anyways, that is kind of, that with a combination of the garden tour really just did me in. Okay, this one's called Champagne Elegance. This is kind of like what I'm more drawn to as far as color-wise. This one is kind of like I'm taking a risk. Not a risk, but I'm going out of my comfort zone. Okay, these rhizomes are very intimidating looking. Okay, this one is called Mai Tai Join You. What a good pun. Mai Tai Join You. Holy cow, look at the size of this thing. Okay, this one is called Color Capers, and it will look like that. It's really pretty. Okay, Color Capers, Mai Tai Join You. This one is called Guilt by Association. Look at the size difference. These are both, this Color Capers is gonna grow to be about 38 inches. This one's gonna grow to be about 40 inches. Look at the size difference in those rhizomes. That's insane. Okay, last two. This one's called Mendacity. And this one is called Charismatic. Just like a peachy white. Holy cow, they look like monsters. Okay, I definitely missed checking some things off. Okay, so let me show you where I feel like I want to plant these. And the reason I'm not quite prepared to plant them is because we have a line of apple trees growing down this section of our driveway, and we need to move them. We have a lot of cedar trees lining our tree line. They're causing our apple trees to get rust, and they're not producing any apples. So we're gonna move them to be in a more of an established orchard space, and then from there we will cut down the cedar trees that are in the vicinity of that area. And these are gonna go where the apple trees are currently. So I guess I'll just plant around the apple trees. I'm gonna double check this order and then I'll take you outside to show you where I envision these. I'm assuming that this part can stay above ground and the tag can stay attached. But just to be sure, when I plant them, I will make up myself like a little chart. Okay. Irises need at least half a day of sun. Oh, actually it says iris need at least half a day of sun. So if I've been saying irises this whole time, I might be wrong. Full sun, good drainage soil. Well, we don't have great drainage soil, but I've seen lots of other people growing iris in my town. So, okay. When to plant, July, August, or September. Space them 12 to 24 inches apart. This is what I have a problem with that my dad had to remind me about. Close planting gives an immediate effect, but closely planted iris will need to be thinned often. Whenever I am planting, especially like landscaping around the house, I have such a hard time seeing like the big picture. Okay. Plant the rhizomes just below the surface. Oh yeah, okay, so that part does stick out. This is correct, this is incorrect. And so that tag can be left hanging on. So now I just need to protect them from getting weed whacked. Okay, let me show you. This is when the microphone is really gonna come in handy now that I'm outside and it's windy and my husband is mowing the grass. So thanks, Willie. Shout out to you. I am missing the little muffler part though, it's upstairs. And that's the part that really protects from the wind, so we'll see how this goes. So right here we have our two gardens. This one's fenced in, this one's not fenced in yet. But we have this little driveway that leads to a parking pad back there. And on this side of the fence line, I have daffodils, and it's just like a straight line. There is a little break where the gates are, and I planted those when I think I had just had, it was like freshly postpartum, and I ran out of bulbs, and I was like, you know what, we'll finish it later. So I just bought a couple hundred more bulbs, actually several hundred more bulbs from Costco, and I'll finish that line on both sides. And so then I want to put the irises on the inside of the fence line all the way down. So these trees, these apple trees, they're dead. These ones were here when we moved here, and they survived like 1 or 2 seasons, but just now they're dead. So I want the irises to go along the fence line, again with a break for where the gate is. I want them to go all the way down. So I got 13 irises this time. So I mean, I can measure and do the math and see how many I'm gonna need total in order to fill up this whole line on both sides. But for now, I'm starting small with what I've got, and I need to decide, I guess, maybe I do one whole side, especially since it's protected by the fence from any nibblers. And then maybe by the time I go to do this side and this one's fenced in, some of these will have divided. I don't know. Those are just kind of my thoughts for right now. But daffodils on one side, iris on the inside. Okay, now the decision is going to be, do I plant them in some sort of way where their colors are like organized, or do I just like randomly? I think I might go random, which goes against all the things that I feel and care about, but I might go random. I'll probably just have my kids pass me them. I just had to have a talk with Lucas. I was like, this is going to be sticking up out of the ground. Do not weed whack it. He was like, okay. And I was like, the tag will be there for a little while to remind you, but like, here's where they're going. Please don't weed whack them. Fingers crossed that they survive until spring.